So now we're at the stage where we review our search results and then we refine our search based on what we're finding and whether or not the results that we've gotten are what we really want. So you start looking through your results here, and then you can click on any article to see its abstract, read a little bit more about it, see if it is relevant to your topic or not, and if it's what you're looking for. There's also a few features that you can use if you do find an article that is right on target that you're really interested in. One thing is PubMed will try to pick out similar articles to this for you. Now this won't have your filters like the publication years or any age groups or anything applied to them, but still this can be really useful when you're looking for similar articles. And then also you can scroll down and look at the mesh terms for this. So maybe there's another controlled vocabulary term that's an indexing term that you could use in your search that you didn't think of before, didn't find when you looked in the mesh database. And you can just kind of copy and paste that from here, add it to your search. You can even click on one and then search for it in PubMed or search for it in mesh. You can also just look in abstracts and titles and see if there's other synonyms for your concepts that you hadn't thought of before, but as you look through your results you see that authors are referring to a certain concept with a certain word or phrase and you want to add that to your search. All these techniques are especially great if you are trying to expand your search, if you haven't gotten a lot of search results with your first searches. Then these can be ways to kind of expand out and add to your search string. Now, in the case of my search, after doing some reviewing, I'm realizing I have too many to work with, rather than too few, and I want to narrow my search some, especially because in looking at these search results, I realize, you know what, I really do want to focus in specifically on burnout and compassion fatigue. I'm getting a lot about occupational stress and job satisfaction, and I really want to narrow my search to focus in on compassion fatigue and burnout specifically. So to adjust my search for that, I'm going to go back to my advanced search page and I'm going to edit my string with all my burnout and compassion fatigue words here. So I'm just going to copy it right from my search history, just highlighting it and pressing Control C, or you could right click to copy. I'm going to paste it up here. I'm going to get rid of empathetic ability. I want to get rid of work-related stress and occupational stress. And I think I'll leave it as just these concepts for now. So I'm going to click Add to History here. And now I'm going to combine number 1, which is my mindfulness, and number 3, which has all my healthcare provider concept terms, and my newest search, number 7. Now let's take a peek at these results. So that's gotten us down to 292 results, and next step is again I look through these results. After reviewing, I can tell there's definitely a lot of good relevant ones here. I could certainly pick 10 out of these that I want to use for my assignment, but I still want to narrow the list a little bit of what all I have to look through to pick out my 10. So I'm going to do one other thing. I see a lot of articles about students in healthcare fields, not necessarily folks actually working in the healthcare professions at the time. And I'm really just interested in people who are working as professionals in healthcare. So I'm going to try and eliminate students from my results. So if I go to Advanced, this time I'm going to adjust my healthcare provider string. So I'm going to copy this one, paste it up here, and now I want to say not students. But I have to do something else to adjust this so that PubMed interprets this search string correctly. I'm going to wrap all these other terms in a parenthetical expression here. So I've got parentheses around all my or statements of healthcare providers and then not students. So the reason for that is that parentheses help PubMed know which operation to perform first. Here's an example of what I mean. So if I search for exercise and parentheses pregnancy or prenatal in parentheses, then I'll get results that have both exercise and then either the term pregnancy or prenatal. But if I do the same search without the parentheses, then PubMed searches for articles either with both exercise and pregnancy or just with the term prenatal. So I get a lot of results with prenatal in them that have nothing to do with exercise. Also, here's a little pro tip. If you ever run a search in PubMed and you're getting results that don't make sense, try clicking on the details next to the search from your advanced search page, this little arrow here, and then you can look at what it's showing you to see how PubMed is interpreting that search. Alright, back to our search. So I've added my parentheses to my healthcare provider string. I've added not students. I'm going to add that to history, and then I'm going to search for that. And number 1 was my mindfulness concept. And number 7 has all my burnout terms. Add it to history, so we're down to 251 results. And hopefully that has actually worked to decrease some of the articles that are talking about mindfulness interventions in medical students or in healthcare students. So I could keep narrowing my results by modifying my search based on what I'm finding in my results. Again, I might decide after looking at all these that my topic is still too broad and I want to focus on a certain healthcare professional field, like just nurses for instance, or I may want to focus on a particular mindfulness intervention, like only mindfulness-based stress reduction, or I might just decide to adjust my search in some other way. How much I continue adjusting my search really depends on whether or not I'm finding the articles that I want to find. So you continue searching and modifying based on your results as much or as little as you need to for your purposes. And you can always reach out to us here in the library for additional assistance and ideas on adjusting your search.